Greetings. What's going on, y'all? Hey, welcome to the live Q&A, man. We about to get it popping. First and foremost, man, giving out gifts, giving you guys access to my free fat loss course, the Big Belly Blaster. If you would like to lose 10% body fat and put on 5 to 10 pounds of lean muscle mass while still enjoying some of your favorite foods and actually having a motherfucking life, go ahead and grab a copy of that, right? The links in the comments and also in the description of the video. Guys, bear with me. I'm going to get TT on here too, so it can be a family affair, man. Shout out to TT coming on. Guys, if you can hear me and see me, man, type 1 in the chat. If my audio's good, man, type 1 in the chat. If y'all can hear me and see me, man, just want to make sure we good. Testing 1, 2, 3. Type 1 in the chat if you can hear me and see me. What up? What up? What up? What up? Who we got in the building? We got Young Cupid. What up? Keto good for fat loss? Fuck keto. Keto is stupid as fuck. VH. Shout out to VH with the dog picture, man. Where my dogs at? Guys, type 1 in the chat if you can hear me and see me. Young Cupid says 1. All right. Rico Suave is in the chat. What up, Rico Suave? Purple and Gold is in the chat. What up, Purple and Gold? What's popping? You know what I'm saying? Micah says 1. What up, Micah? What's good? Guys, type also where y'all from, man. Let me know what cities we got in the building today, man. Drop your city in the chat, man. Who we got? So Norris is in the chat. What up? Latarius is in the chat. Young Latarius, Shot Town's finest. What up? What up? Type in the chat, man. Where y'all from? Let me know who we got in the building. We got Lafayette, Louisiana. That's my man's Purple and Gold, Sean. Shout out to Sean, spelling Sean the right way. You know what I'm saying? Latarius says he's from Chi-Town, West Side. What's the West Side like, man? I've only really been to like downtown and the South Side, man. I ain't really been to the West Side that much. Chris Ortolano, what kind of keto snack do you recommend in between meals? I don't really fuck with keto like that, man. But keto is just protein and fats, bro. So just like eat some nuts, pause, or like some jerky or protein shake. North Carolina, come on and raise up. Just take your shirt off, twist it around your head, spinning like a helicopter. Yolanda, what up? She is from Lunsbury, Maryland. Shout out to Maryland in the building. Jennifer E. Banks is from Fort Lauderdale. Me too. I live in Fort Lauderdale as well. What's up, neighbor? Greetings from Navajo Nation, New Mexico. Shout out to the Navajos in this building. What up? You know what I'm saying? Charlie and Louise Lazo says, I'm that chicken and rice diet. Hey, that sounds delicious. You know what I'm saying? Chicken and rice is okay with me. Positive Man says he's from Minnesota. Spoiler, not a fan. Not a fan of the Vikings or just not a fan of Minnesota in general. Because I ain't never been there, man. I ain't never been compelled to go to Minnesota. So I don't know what it's like, but I don't have a reason to be there. Charlie and Lucy is from Austin, Texas. Austin, stand up, man. Austin's a great place to be. We got Portland, Oregon in the building. What's up, Portland? What's happening? Greetings. Young Cupid, any advice for a big guy getting in shape and documenting this journey to grow an audience, but only selling services when I'm in shape? Yeah, man, document everything. Like you should be recording and giving your perspective of every single facet of the process of you transforming. Because if and when you decide to help people, right, you want them to be able to see your journey to build belief in not only the fact that you are somebody that's went through where they're at, but also your expertise will be on display through that entire sort of, journey, because you'll be showing and implementing and then obviously getting a result. So yeah, document everything. Don't overthink it, man. Just post every fucking day, right? Like don't be out here saying, oh man, I gotta wait till I'm in shape. Because guess what? You're going to create the habit of always waiting, and you're going to convince yourself that there's a perfect time, and there's never a perfect time, bro. You know what the perfect time is? Now, right? Because tomorrow ain't promised, and yesterday is too late, right? Jay Retro says, "What up, bro? What's popping? Greetings, Jay Retro. First Gen Fitness. What are your thoughts on ashwagandha and taking it every day?" I think ashwagandha is great. I take it every day to help your body be able to really manage cortisol better, like lower cortisol levels. Cortisol is a stress hormone, guys, and you know, it wreaks all kind of habits on everything associated with muscle growth and fat loss, right? So keeping your cortisol lows good helps with like, relaxation, which can help you sleep a little bit better too. So if you're taking ashwagandha, you might notice a little bit better, deep sleep, REM sleep, as well as, that recovery paying off in your actual performance. So I'm a big fan of ashwagandha. Thoughts on intermittent fasting? Come on, man. You talking to the father of fasting. I have a motherfucking intermittent fasting guide on my page, right? Like, I love fasting. I think it's one of the greatest things you can do. It's a way to leverage your body's natural hormones to increase fat loss, indirectly actually increase your ability to put on muscle, because you'll raise your human growth hormone. Your insulin sensitivity will be better, which will lead to better distribution of the nutrients when you're actually going to a surplus to build muscle, if that's your goal at some point. So, yeah, man, intermittent fasting is dope. Darrell, what up? Big dog. Shout out to Darrell, Armstrong Army member in the building. He lost 100 pounds on the program. Guys, if you want the blueprint that, sort of help guys like Darrell and others lose hundreds and hundreds of pounds, go get that free fat loss course, man. You know what I'm saying? Young Darrell in the building, still getting these motherfucking wins. What's up, Coach Corey? You're a true inspiration. Hey, man, there's a lot of truth in that statement. I appreciate the support. Glad I can help. What's the best at-home ab workout? Any way that you can add resistance to your ab training is the best. So I don't know what equipment you have at home, but you doing on the floor crunches and shit, that's not the best. The best to be like, if you got like a pull-up bar or something, you did some hanging leg raises, you did a Roman chair sit-up with maybe some weight holding across your chest or something like that. Movements like that are much more superior to just standard crunches and sit-ups and shit. If you want to learn more about how to do ab training the right way, go ahead, grab that free fat loss course. It has my simple 6-pack system in it too, that shows you exactly how to build abs that you can actually see. Lateria says, how can I lower my belly fat? Calorie deficit. Simply put, calorie deficit. My man's with this name I can't pronounce on TikTok said, God loves you. Shout out to Lot Yahweh showing some love. Corey, did my macros in May. I'm down 30 pounds. Let's clap it up for VH, man. VH, one of his macros made. I did his macros live, and he got real results because he put it into action. If you guys want similar results, you can do your own macros within the free fat loss course that I'm attaching in the description of the video and in the comments. Go grab that if you want to be like VH over here. My man, Young Cupid. So content doesn't have to be anything special, yet I'm getting better camera. Nope, fuck that shit, man. Fuck that shit, man. Do not get into that trap of thinking you need like some special movie quality camera and all these angles and cuts and B-roll. Nope. You just need to be consistent. I've been posting every single day, now multiple times a day, but every single day I've been posting since 2017, right? 2017. From 2017 to like what? We'll call it 2022. Like nobody knew who I was, right? Like I had a real small following, right? I had clients because I was like giving value, and people saw that and was like, oh, I want more help than just the free stuff. So then they, they paid me to do specialized coaching and take them to the next level. And I got results, and then I put that out. So I built a viable business with, we make 6 figures a year, and I work for myself, and, I got a team and everything. I did all that before I got a 4K camera. right? I ain't get my first 4K camera, guys, where I started putting some like really high quality content till 2022. And that's when the account started growing to like, you know, I got over 3,000 followers on all the platforms except TikTok. TikTok banned my old page. It would have been up there by now. But I say that to say, bro, like you just got to get consistent before you can get good. You know what I'm saying? Fuck them 4K cameras and shit, man. Just get consistent right now. You'll get better content as you get better. Um Thoughts on L-carnitine? It's a waste of money. Right? Like if you want to throw some money away, yeah, go buy some L-carnitine. It teaches your body, it does teach your body how to get into lipolysis a little easier. Lipolysis is the first step of like your body actually like using fat as energy so you can burn it off, but you still got to oxidate it, right? That's the second step of fat loss. So, you know, calorie deficit is the only thing that works. L-carnitine kind of just helps your body ease into that process better. So if you want to go waste some money, man, go ahead and go get some L-carnitine, man. So content doesn't have anything too crazy. I post meals, weigh-ins, talk about how I'm approaching this weight loss. Yeah, man, just document. Just tell them what's up, man. Don't overthink it. I'm down 17 pounds because of you, man. Thank you for your help and motivation. Hey, let's clap it up for Day Day. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I loved you and Friday after next, Day Day. I'm glad you over here getting these wins. Jennifer R.E. Banks, 2 years ago, you were my inspiration with intermittent fasting. Lost almost 50 pounds, lapse and regained 20. Let's clap it up for Jennifer losing 50 pounds, right? She had that big back, right? And then she started fasting. Her body ate that fat on up. Good job, girl. I'm glad you're getting back on track, man. That's lovely. Thank you for everything you've taught me through your content. How did you get into coaching and teaching? It was through my own personal experience first. I was my first client back in 2015. Man, I was out here on a dirty bulk, got all fat and sloppy, and I hated the way I looked. I hated the way I felt. I was out of breath walking upstairs, and you know, there's barely any pictures of me at that time because I was ashamed of what I had become. And so at the top of 2016, man, I decided enough was enough, right? I got on a structure that I had sort of really created through trial and error for about 10 years because I've been working out to that point since I was like 15, right? So a lot of trial and error, a lot of studying and reading through dozens and dozens of articles, studies, books, and motherfucking YouTube was starting to pop up then. So I started having those references. So after failing time and time again, I finally got a formula that worked for me. Put it in practice, like focus practice for 5 months. I lost 50 pounds between January of that 2016 and then May of that 2016. And then I put it out there, man, just to inspire people. My before and after, bam, right there on Facebook. And people was like, damn, how can I get some of that? Right. They was like, yo, can you help me? And then I started helping a few friends at first just for fun, because I thought it would be kind of cool to give back. But then people started giving me money because they started getting results. And then those people who were getting results started telling their friends. And then next thing you know, I got motherfuckers I ain't never would have met hitting me up. And here I am almost 10 years later. So I, you know, there's a lot of other stuff in between I ain't gonna get to, but that's kind of the initial part of my journey. Obviously in between, there's a lot of studying, getting certifications, getting my own coach and mentor. There's a lot of stuff in between there, but that's kind of the short and sweet version. Miss Y Lifestyle, I'm starting to get more consistent posting workouts. Had to get my own way of introvert. Yeah, man, like why are you keeping all the value in your life to yourself? I want you guys to have a revelation that if you want more out of life, not only do you have to do more, but you have to give more too, right? You ever seen somebody like depressed at Christmas while they're giving somebody a gift? Y'all ever seen that? It probably ain't never like registered. You know why that is? You can't be in an emotionally low state and depressed giving something of value away to someone else at the same time. your mind cannot process both of those thoughts at the same time. So you can't like feel terrible about yourself and give value at the same time. So one of the best things you can do with your time, your energy, and your focus is give to others, man. You know what I'm saying? So what you guys are learning with your journey, man, share it with your friends, share it with your family members, give it to random strangers online, man. Like, stop holding that shit to yourself, man, because all you doing is you robbing yourself of the potential sort of joy that you could experience giving it to other people, and you blocking yourself from your elevation in life because ain't no rich motherfuckers who out here not giving value, man. How you think all the rich people get rich, man? They make other people richer. Okay. What's your dream car? I will get a Corvette Z06, probably Stingray. It's gonna have a red exterior with a black interior with a red trim, like a crimson red trim on all the stuff. It's gonna have all the works and fixings. I already built that car online, by the way. I'm just working my ass off to actually be able to have that in my arsenal. That's my car of choice. Guys, what's your dream car? Type in the chat. What do you guys want? What's the longest time you've ever fasted? My longest fast, I believe, is about 70. I think it's actually about 80 hours. That was the longest fast, about 80 hours. You know what I'm saying? Like I typically don't go that much further than like 72, because after 72 hours of fasting, guys, for everybody that wants to know, your body actually starts to eat muscle, right? Now, if you want some muscle, you want to keep muscle, drop a flex emoji in the chat, right? But like, yeah, man, you don't want to motherfucking like be fasting too long. Your body start eating muscle for energy. Haben says, God loves you, gang. I appreciate that. Appreciate Yahweh. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate the love from the Most High. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad I could be a part of that. Night Train says, appreciate you, fam. Likewise, brother. Likewise, brother. Guys, if you're enjoying the live, just give me a thumbs up in the chat. I just want to make sure this has been valuable so far. We're going to keep the value coming. My man's Unrealized Nostalgia says he wants that Audi R8. Why you want the R8, man? What you like about it, man? Let us know. My man's Drip or Drown wants the McLaren. Okay. All right. What color is that McLaren going to be? Ramesses says, Coach Corey, greetings. That's me. Lateria says, yeet. Yeet. Wallace gives me a flex emoji. What up, Wallace? For sure, for sure. Vinny says, been in this lifestyle over a year now, and I have younger novice asking me questions. Great feeling. It's one of the best feelings, man, when you get your shit together, right? And you inspire somebody else to get their shit together and they start coming to you for advice. It's nothing better than that. Guys, and I got something to say to all the men on this chat today. If you're not at a state in your life where your girlfriend or your wife, your lady in your life is not asking you for like life advice, you're not working hard enough. You need to be elevating, you know, in life to where the woman in your life sees you as a leader and an inspiration and says, man, I need to ask his advice about these things, right? That's how you know you're really winning. Okay, who else we got in the chat? Yo, my man Wallace says he want the Bentley coupe. Okay, Bentley coupe. Shout out to the coupe. Jordan Scott Nightingale. That's an incredible name, man. You sound like you should be writing books, or or you should be reading the audio in like commercials and shit, like Morgan Freeman. Why does everyone keep commenting, keeping you big as hell? It's something I say in videos sometimes. You know, that's they just showing love and support, man, in their own way. I want that Camry SUV Lupe talked about. Hey, man, shout out to Lupe, man. Shout out to the Fiasco, man. Tips for herniated disc pain in the lower back for years. Yeah, man, I've actually coached several people who had bulging disc, herniated disc, all of that. They still get ripped, build muscle, lose fat. The key is you have to do movements that, one, put you in prime position with your pelvis, right? Because like, a lot of that comes from an anterior pelvic tilt. What is that? That's when your pelvis starts to tilt in a way like forward like this, and you got your butt kind of out. You got that little lower dip in your back. That comes from your core is weak as hell, your glutes is weak, and your hips are tight, right? So you got to address all three of those. I made a whole video on it. You can go check that out. I basically just broke down. You know what? There's a guide too. It's called the Fix Your Pain Playbook. It's also in the fat loss system. Let me drop that link one more time. But what you got to do is you got to focus on glute specific training. You got to focus on getting your core stronger, and then you got to do things to like really like get better range of motion and mobility in your hips. You can do hip mobility training specifically, or just focus on like full depth squatting and hip hinging, things like that. Hopefully that's helpful, my friend. Rooting for you. There is a light at the end of the tunnel with your back pain, my friend. Live streaming, keeping you big as hell. Okay. Can you give me a shout out? This is your motherfucking shout out, Willie's Bros. Seth Hagen, young Seth, what up, man? Another Armstrong Army alumni. Appreciate you for all you did for me, big dog. Still got all your lessons in my workouts to this day. Super happy that I can add value to you, young Seth, man. Keep getting them wins, man. Keep me posted, man. Hit me up. You know what I'm saying? Let me know how your progression's been, man. Kia Bonds. Okay. Not to be confused with Barry Bonds. We got Kia Bonds in the building. What up? What app you recommend for calorie counting that's free? MyFitnessPal is free. I used to use that every day before I created my own app. That's what me and my clients use. But like MyFitnessPal was great before we even created this, and it's free. It's simple. You search for the foods, it pops right up. I think they do offer like a premium feature, but you don't have to take it to like use the app. So MyFitnessPal is great. I have lower back pain, scoliosis. So would using a pull-up bar be better to work out on my lower abs? I don't know if hanging leg raises is the best thing for lower back pain. I think you got to progress to it. And the reason why I say that is depending on how strong you are, you may be so connected to your hip flexors, and you may not be able to get your legs up high enough to actually activate your abs. Because to really activate your abs on like a hanging leg raise or even a hanging knee raise, you have to get your pelvis close to your ribs. That's when your abs contract. So you have to get like your hips up over your waistline to where like if somebody's in front of you, like they could see your butt. Like that's how high your legs got to get. Some of you motherfuckers not strong enough to do that yet. So I don't know how strong you are specifically, Mario. I'm not disrespecting you. I just don't know. But I would recommend for somebody that's like starting out with back pain, like more of like lying down variations of movements first to really like teach your body how to use its abs again. Because if you got lower back pain, you guys know that means that your abs are not firing to stabilize your spine, right? Like that's why your back is hurting, because your back has been overcompensating for the lack of strength with your core. So that means you got to like get reestablished mentally to those muscles in your core. You got to build them up, and then you'll get to a point where the core starts stabilizing you again, and it'll alleviate some of that pressure from the back. Floor movements are good, like crunches, maybe elevated feet crunches, reverse crunches with like a ball in between your feet is a good variation too, because that activates the deep core muscles. If you need more help, just go grab that free fat loss course. It's got the simple 6-pack system in there with all the movements that I just named. Weather down there in Florida is scorching, bro. Yeah, Florida is fantastic, man. I was just outside. You know what I'm saying? I got me a nice little tanny tan. Y'all see it. Y'all see the tan, man. Come on, man. You know what I'm saying? Don't play with me. You know, hey, it's fantastic. Quinn says, love your videos. Appreciate you, Quinn. Appreciate the support. Glad I could give some value. Hey Corey, how long of a break should we take from dieting? When you say taking a break, why are you taking it? Because I don't know that you need to take a break on a diet. Like I do believe that a refeed for a day is appropriate depending on like the aggressiveness of your deficit. Like in my program, it's a standard to do a refeed once a week or once every 2 weeks, depending on how heavy the person is. Um, but the reason that is because we go into an aggressive deficit quickly to get fast results, and so we come out of that deficit and just go back to like maintenance or slightly above maintenance. So I don't know why you're taking a break to give you a recommendation. I would need to know more about like what you mean by that. Like, where is the idea that you need a diet break actually coming from? Because I don't think you need one. Um, you know what I'm saying? Like generally speaking, like a break to me sounds like several days or some shit. Jay Will, after 2 months, I'm down to 170 pounds. I weight lift 5 days per week and I'm not losing any weight, but my body fat is down. I'm noticeably leaner. Why haven't I lost weight? Well, listen, guys, y'all ask me about this shit all the time, but my man's Jay Will has cracked the code. If you are at the same exact weight you were 2 months ago and your body fat percentage is lower, you know what that means, right? You are losing fat and building muscle at the same time, right? Congratulations, you got the motherfucking holy grail of fitness, right? And it's not gonna last forever, so you better enjoy it now while you got it, because what's happening is your body is adapting and putting on muscle in the deficit, which is extremely difficult to do, right? Traditionally, you have to be in a caloric deficit to lose fat and the calorie surplus to put on muscle. But sometimes as a beginner, right, when your body's getting so accustomed to these new stimuli of, getting adequate protein and the type of training that you're doing, it has to adapt quickly. So it may be able to just put on muscle while that deficit is happening. But that don't last forever. That usually only lasts for like your first 6 to 12 months of training. So, hey, enjoy that, man. Congrats. Kia Bonds again. Trouble are in my core. How much cardio do you recommend a week or a day for fat loss? Cardio ain't your motherfucking problem. If you want to lose fat, it's calorie deficit, right? Who told you cardio was going to burn fat off your belly? If they did, they lied to your ass. It's not cardio. It is calorie deficit. It's how much you consume a day, exceeding the consumption with not just activity, but your intake, your nutrition, tracking what you consume. That's why you ask me how to track your foods, right? Not focusing on your diet and just doing cardio to lose fat. It's like trying to like dig a hole to like let's say we're going to put a pool in your backyard and you want to dig a hole, right? It's like digging that hole with a spoon, right? Would you do that? Would you go in your motherfucking backyard to dig a big ass hole with a spoon? No. Why? Because it'll take forever. That's how it is trying to run some cardio, like do some motherfucking cardio to lose fat. It's dumb as hell. So I would highly advise against that. I would say definitely just focus on the calorie deficit. If you need help knowing what your calories are, go ahead, grab that free fat loss system. I teach you how to find your calories and macros. I had heard from some other sources that it was a good idea to take a diet break so that I don't give up altogether. Yeah, I don't know who the fuck told you that shit, man. Hey, if you need some inspiration, go to my channel. Go to my YouTube channel. There's a video where I talk about I helped the client lose 100 pounds, right? His name is Brennan Haggerty from Chicago. We lost that 100 pounds in his first 6 months. We ain't take no motherfucking breaks, right? We just went all in on what needed to happen, and you followed the protocol that I lay out in that video, right? I don't know how much weight you got to lose, but like, bro, if it is under 100 pounds, you don't need no motherfucking break. You just need an actual structure and you need to stay locked in, man. So whoever telling you that that take a break bullshit, man, I don't know where they getting that from, man. That sound like some hoe shit to me, man. It sound like they think you soft. All I need to do is learn how to count calories for my body weight. Quinn, I believe in you. Hey, counting calories is essential. Go get that free fat loss system if you need like a step-by-step breakdown. I break it down in there how you get your macros. But I think you on point with wanting to get your numbers. See the future. Hey Corey, I thought I heard that you had a macro weight calculator. Where can I find that? I'm 230. Yeah, it's in the go grab the fat loss system. I'm dropping it in the chat right now. It's in there. That's what I'm going through right now. Okay. Calorie surplus, keeping you big as hell. Yes, it is. My mother says, hello, how are you? Greetings, mother. How are you? I'm stupendous. I'm glad to see you came through. I'm on a mountain 2-month plateau, 1 meal a day, still no weight loss. You got to change something in your motherfucking process, bro. If you've been doing the same thing for 2 months, congratulations. It worked for you up until now, but what got you here won't get the next few pounds off you. You know, your body's adapted to it. You either have to increase your activity output with your strength training, with your movement, with your steps per day, or you got to look at, how much calories are you actually consuming in that one meal, as well as, protein intake, as well as carbs, fats, all that. You got to look at your data because something's up. You got to change it. I started at a year at 239. I'm down to 197. Yeah, you ain't even got 100 pounds to lose, man. So yeah, go watch the video where I break down how I help somebody else. This motherfucker really lost 100 pounds in 6 months, man. You don't need no diet break. Manjaro for 6 months, no weight loss. In 2 months, only 1 meal a day. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that, man. That's a waste of your money. Go look at my updated images. I use ChatGPT to get my meals put together. Look at my muscle gains as well as the amount of weight I've lost, no surgery. Hey man, shout out to what's that? Through the Eyes of D. Shout out to him, man. He out here giving out game in the chat, man. That's what it's about. You know what I'm saying? People helping people, bro. You know what I'm saying? If you guys got something of value from this today, hey, give me a flex emoji in the chat. Hey, yo, let's clap it up for Through the Eyes of D. He went from 650 pounds to 245. That's one of the most impressive transformations I've ever heard. That's fantastic. Calorie deficit, gotcha. Well, I'm doing 30 minutes of cardio 4 times a week, weight training 4 times a week. I hope it's enough because I'm tired. Yeah, I mean, you got to track what you put in your, like, think about it like this. Would you drive somewhere you never been before in a car where the gas gauge is broken? No. Why wouldn't you do that? Because like you essentially be guessing the whole time. You be hoping and praying that this motherfucking car don't stall out on the side of the road, right? Because you don't know how much is in the tank. It's the same with your body. You don't know how much you're putting in the tank. My man's Big says, I need to lose 40 pounds, want to get off these blood pressure pills. I'm 238 right now. Biggs, hey, calorie deficit, man. Calories in, calories out. You just got to figure out what a deficit would be for you. You guys on TikTok can go grab my free fat loss system. The link is in the bio too. My man's through the Eyes of D says, go check out my images, bro. This health is wealth, is life. I got you, man. When I get off the live, man, I'll check you out. Renee, and that's why I love you. You are the best. Oh my God, so much love. I appreciate that. I'm still training at 171. Hey, that's what I'm talking about. You keep training. You keep getting it popping. I got 42 pounds to go. I'm 5'5", not looking to be skinny, only fit and healthy. Yeah, man. If Brennan could do it in 6 months, lost 100 pounds, you implement those principles that I'm teaching you guys, you can lose it way faster. You got 47 pounds is nothing. You could lose that before Thanksgiving. If I'm on a calorie deficit and tracking everything, what is the worst thing to go over, fats or calories? Calories, because if you go over calories, you're not in the deficit no more. Your macros are calories. So think about like carbs, protein, fats. That's like 3 legs to a stool. If you going over in fats, that's like one of the legs of the stool is off balance. So you might still be able to sit down depending on how out of balance this leg of the stool is, but it's not gonna be a comfortable seat, right? Just like your body ain't gonna look the way you want it to look if you keep going over your fats every day. So yeah, you can lose some weight, but it might not look how you want it to look. Hopefully that's helpful. I just started a calorie deficit. I keep eating under the recommended goal, but I'm not hungry. It's okay. Sometimes it's like that. That just means you got what we call a baby metabolism, Erica. You got the motherfucking baby metabolism. You know, you ain't that fat, right? But you never hungry. Why you not hungry? Well, it's because one, you ain't strength training hard enough if you're doing it at all. Right. So Erica, you got to go lift some weights because that's how you're going to accelerate your metabolic rate, get your body to burn more calories at rest and actually keep the fat off long term. And two, you got to get enough protein in to actually substantiate, you know, the actual activity of the strength training, actually get the value from it. So that's what you got to do. That'll be my recommendation. David Watts says, I've mostly been eating fruit, mainly watermelon, 3 months, 298. I want to get to 240. You got to get a scoreboard, baby. You know what I'm saying? You can overeat fruits too, man. You got to look at how many calories are you consuming a day. Think about it like this. Let's say you wanted to buy a house, right? It's like your dream house. It's in the right neighborhood. And, you know, you maybe you partner with like a real estate agent or, you know, a financial advisor, whatever, to say, look, I want to buy this house. If you went to them and it was like, all right, well, what's your budget? And you was like, I don't know, man, but like, I'm gonna work really hard and make all the payments. They laugh in your face. They be like, well, how the fuck I'm gonna put you in a house if I don't know how much you're willing to spend to get in this house, right? It's the same with your fat loss goal, man. How the fuck I'm gonna give you a recommendation, right, of what you need to change if you ain't even telling me what your budget is for calories every day? It's impossible, right? So you got to just start there, man. Thoughts on GLP-1s? I think they have their benefits, right? Like legitimately, they could be helpful in the right hands because when you think about it, all they're doing is they're killing your appetite, man. That's what they're doing. They're making you not hungry. So you big motherfuckers, right? You out here with a big ass belly, you big as hell, and you always want to eat. Like you take a GLP-1, that's gone now. So it's easier to get in a deficit. The problem that creates though is some people are going to undereat protein as a result. And a lot of you guys ain't lifting weights or not lifting weights the right way. So what you're going to end up is you're going to end up losing a ton of muscle. And you're going to look like Sid the Sloth from Ice Age. Right, you're gonna be out here with that motherfucking skinny body frame with that big belly at the bottom, right? And if you want to look like Sid from Ice Age, man, you know, take your GLP-1s and don't lift weights, don't get protein. But if you don't, then I would say lift weights and make sure you get adequate protein if you are on a GLP-1. Guys, if this is helpful information so far, give me a flex emoji in the chat. Love the glasses. Are you bald everywhere? No, I'm not. Clearly, you see all this hair on my face, right? Jordan Scott Nightingale, unrelated, but thanks for the compliment on my name, made my day. That is an epic name, man. If people are not like constantly complimenting you on that name, I think they just hating on you because they wish they had a name like that. Right? I'm not an envious person. I don't have an envious character. Right. So I show love and appreciation to those. But Ron, I got a dope ass name too. People ask me all the time if it's my real name. You know what I'm saying? So I know what it's like to have a cool name. I just wanted you to know that like your shit's cool, man. You should be doing more with that. Rafael Castro, what up? Hey Corey, my dad is 56, 242, 5'10, and doesn't work out much. What should I do to help him? Man, listen, you should tell him he's just gotta like, if you want to help him, like honestly, like the real thing you have to do is you have to be a better example yourself. nobody's gonna listen to your fucking advice if you don't look like somebody they should take advice from. So Raphael, I don't know what your physique looks like. I don't know how consistent you are with fitness, with nutrition. Like, I don't know if you're practicing the things that you're looking to encourage him on, but you need to, because nobody's going to take your advice if they don't believe that you're somebody to take advice from, right? It's kind of like nobody's going to take advice from like a financial advice from a homeless person, right? Nobody's going to take fitness and health advice from somebody who doesn't look fit, right? So that's the first step of helping him. The second step is like you just got to meet him where he's at, man. Like my mom, for example, I love my mom. Shout out to my mom. I think she's here. She was not about this fitness stuff a few years ago, right? She was not about it. She just was kind of like in and out of like being active. Her life essentially centered around putting food on the table for us, having fun occasionally with friends, and like whatever else adult women do. I don't know, man. I'm a guy, right? But like she wasn't really about this fitness stuff at first, and then it became like a big part of my life. Like I started working at a gym, and I started taking it more seriously. Then she got a gym membership that I got for her, and then she would go sparingly, right? And it was kind of like some backseat type shit. Like it wasn't like a top priority. But then I became a fitness coach. I started practicing what I preached and getting other people results. She started to see that. And I don't know if it kind of came in conjunction with her readiness to want to like make a change in her life. But then she started to slowly ask more questions, ask for more help, and then make it more of a priority for herself. And I have to think that like she came at her own timing, because she saw my level of consistency with it. But I didn't force it on her. I just was like, if you want the help, I'm here. So I think Raphael, man, that's the best things you could do. I know you was thinking like I was gonna give you some more tactical advice, like have them do the 50 push-ups or eat this, diet or something. Like, nah, man, just start getting consistent and meet him where he's at. And whenever he's ready, just be there to help support him whatever way you can. Is there any fat burn to shred for the summer? Yeah, man. Calorie deficit, baby. Down 29 pounds in the last few months at 197 now. Currently cutting out my favorite drink. That's Simply Lemonade. Too many empty calories. Yeah, Simply Lemonade will keep your stomach big as hell. Simply orange juice, Simply Lemonade, Sunny Delight, Hawaiian Punch, Coca-Cola with calories, and Pepsi, whatever, right? Sprite, Star Kiss, whatever. Like all of that shit to keep your stomach big as hell if you out here drinking it on a day-to-day basis. Zero sugar ones, nah, it's not the same with the zero sugar ones, but those standard ones, man, they keep your stomach big as hell. Watermelon diet, good or not? Watermelon diet is in fact some bullshit, right? If you want to lose all the water in your, like if you want to lose water weight, lose muscle, right, and look like Sid the Sloth from Ice Age, go do the watermelon diet. Go do the watermelon diet immediately. If you want that Sid the Sloth body, right, go get that, right? If you do not want to look like Sid the Sloth, fuck that shit, okay? Lydia says, hey, Corey, greetings. Ladarius Butler. So if I want a lean body and drop weight, what should my gym regimen do? It should be focused around progressive overload. There are tons and tons of different ways to put that together depending on your schedule and your level of fitness. Since I don't know all that stuff, generally speaking, man, I would just say get you a strength training program that's focused around the compound lifts. If you need a starting point, in the link in my bio, I got that free fat loss system where I break all that down. But yeah, I don't want you to get the idea that it's like some special regimen. Like there's like millions of different ways you can put together a program, but I would need more specifics on you to give you a recommendation. Go grab that free fat loss system in the bio though, if you just want a starting point, man. Compound lifts are king. That's what you mainly need to focus on. Squats, deadlifts, rows, pull-ups, pull downs, um, presses. That's what you need to focus on. Also, bro, you to go. I appreciate that. I would agree with that statement. Thank you very much. When I eat meat, pause. Whoa, Cole. Slow down, sir. I feel full, but when I eat peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, it gets me hungry. Is that normal? Yeah, peanut butter and jelly is fats and carbs. There's barely any protein. It's not filling. Yeah, you're gonna be hungry as fuck eating that shit. That shit is gonna spike your blood sugar, which is gonna cause insulin to be secreted. Once insulin is secreted, it pulls the blood, it pulls the sugar out of the bloodstream, pushes it in your muscles and cells for later. And then guess what? Your body starts asking for more sugar. And so then you're gonna want some more motherfucking peanut butter and jelly. My man said McDonald's is better. I don't know what you mean by that. I don't think anybody says McDonald's is better unless they're a child and they want a Happy Meal. My talk is different. Podcast. Well, I'm 6'2", 272. Most say I don't look to 272 and I want to get to 240. What are good ways to do this? Caloric deficit, my friend. That is the best way. That is the best way. Just find your BMR and subtract a few calories from that. That's all you got to do to start. You can go find your BMR today, bro. Right after this, go to either Google, type in BMR calculator, right? Or just go to ChatGPT and say, hey, what's my BMR? It's going to ask you for whether you do the calculator or the ChatGPT. It's going to ask for your age, your height, and your weight. Once you give it those metrics, it'll tell you how many calories you burn at rest. That's what BMR stands for, basal metabolic rate. Once you get that, just subtract 200 calories, right? That's going to put you in a 200 calorie caloric deficit every day. If you just eat that baseline, that's all you got to do. Podcast, man. You just eat that every day. You're going to lose all your weight. Hey, just make sure you drink a gallon of water every day. And then if you don't want to look like Sid the Sloth when you do it, you should be tracking your macros as well. Again, I break that down more in my free fat loss system. The link is in the bio, baby. Corey, I'm doing protein weight training. Now I'm at a plateau. Should I switch to more carbs and cardio, less weight training? I don't know what your calories are, right? Like, I think you would address the total calories first, because plateau is what? That just means what you did worked, but it's not going to work anymore to get the next few pounds off you. So let's say you lost like 20 pounds, Mr. Black Kool-Aid, which is a great name, by the way. What you did to lose that first 20 is not going to be the same route to lose that next 20. So you have to either decide if you're going to consume less calories or burn more calories while consuming the same, right? It really just depends on lifestyle, performance, different metrics, and that. I would need to see those numbers to give you more insight, but generally speaking, man, like total calories, you could either adjust that down or increase steps up. Like if you're tracking your steps, like I track my steps every day with my Oura Ring, right? If you notice there's an average of a certain number of steps, sometimes it's just as simple as increasing that. Like I'll be having clients that don't eat much. Then they weight starts to like stay around the same range. And then I look at their motherfucking steps and they taking like 6,000 steps a day. And I'll be like, yeah, get your big ass up, man. You not moving. The only time you move is at the gym. Get your ass up. Your body's adjusted to the amount that you move now. You got to move more. How much does this ring cost? I think the Oura Ring is like $200 now. How much is the Oura Ring, bro? I legit don't know. I bought this shit like a year and a half ago. It ranges from $200 to $300. You know what I'm saying? Depending on the model that you want. I think I got the best model, so this is the $300 one. But yeah, it's this several different trackers that you could use if you don't want to spend that much, but Oura Ring does a lot of stuff. Hello from the UK. Jamie, what up? Greetings. I have extreme shoulder pain from the side sleeping. Any advice? Hurts to lift. Roger, you got to work on probably like mobility. I don't know. I don't know when the last time you've had a doctor look at it. I think that would actually be the first step. So fuck that mobility thing I just said. Um, First, go get a doctor to look at it, man. Get you an X-ray, see what the damage is, because it could just be something that you might have to do a little operation on, a little shoulder surgery, right? But if you ain't willing to do that, it's probably gonna be mobility related. You got to work on internal, external rotation of the shoulder. I got a few like videos on my channel where I go over it. There's also inside the free fat loss system, we have the Fix Your Pain playbook that has some mobility drills for your shoulder in there too. So you can go grab some of those. But that's what it's gonna be, man. It's probably gonna be mobility, bro. I guess I'll have to eat chicken thighs a lot now, more now. Thank you so much, brother. No problem, Cole. Shout out to Coley Cole, not to be confused with J. Cole. Bro, is OMAD good if you're diabetic? I think it's pretty decent if you're diabetic. I think OMAD is like, it has its limits, right? I don't think you can like, I wouldn't live my life on OMAD, but like I've resorted to doing OMAD for like lifestyle purposes, to make things simple. Like for example, I travel a lot, right? I like going, you know, different states, different cities. I like going to islands and shit. If you like to travel a lot, guys, drop a flex emoji in the chat, man. If you love to travel, right? So one thing that I will do sometimes is, man, the food calories might be a little bit higher at the restaurant you're going to when you get to the hotel or the resort or the event, right? Yo, I'll just fast until it's time to eat that last meal, that dinner meal, and I'll just have all my calories then. That way, it creates less of a likelihood that I'll overconsume, on travel days. So it's one of those things, man. I think for a stint you can do it. Like obviously being diabetic, you gotta check your numbers regularly. You know what I'm saying? So you can do it to get those A1C levels down, but you still got to eat the right stuff while you when you actually do eat, man. So it's not gonna absolve you of taking responsibility with what you actually eat. Raphael, to answer your question from before, Corey, I work out every day and track my nutrition every day. Okay, well, shit, that's good. You know what I'm saying? These sound like you're gonna be a great example. My mother says, yes, I can say you were a great influence to me wanting to do better with my fitness and health journey. Thank you. Hey, guys, keep working on yourself. Stay consistent, man, because the people you love is watching, right? Your parents, if your parents still around, they watching. If you got kids, your kids watching. You got a spouse, your spouse is watching. You got cousins, nieces, nephews, brothers, sisters, they all watching, man. Be a better example, not just for yourself, but for them, man. I think I strained my pec. How long should I stay away from the upper body? Joe, man, go get that looked at, bro. You know what I'm saying? Go to the doc, man. The doc could give you better advice than me, man. Because I can't see what the fuck happened, right? That ain't what I specialize in. Go see a doctor, man. I don't want to fuck you up. I'm low key fat, but I have some abs. Am I skinny fat? Yes, you are skinny fat. If you fat, but you can see some abs, yeah, you skinny fat, baby. That's what it said. Abner, what's good, Corey? Greetings. What's up? Mark says, I'm going through chemo and steroids, so retaining a lot of water, so can't lose weight and lift in 5 days. Look, if you're going through chemo and steroids right now, your number one priority should be chemo and steroids. It's the reason you taking steroids, bro. Don't worry about fat loss right now, man. Chill out. All right. Worry about surviving and living life, okay? Right? You got a motherfucking family that wants you here. You better get your shit together, man. Stop worrying about stuff that you can't control right now. Amen to your people are watching. Yes, they are. Shout out to Damien, man, another champion in the Armstrong Army, getting all kinds of wins. Any ideas why my lower back hurts when I do crunches and scissors kicks? Yeah, man, crunches and scissors kick, when done improperly, activate your hip flexors. Your hips attach right there in that low back region. So what you're doing is you're working the shit out of your hip flexors. And once they become fatigued, those spinal erectors, those muscles, the iliopsoas, those muscles that connect right there at that low back, they get real tight and they start pressing against your spine. So you need to start doing movements that deactivate the hips for abs. Go grab the Simple Six Pack system. The link is also in that six pack system is inside the free fat loss course that I'm dropping right here. Because it shows you movements to deactivate the hip flexors. Like if you're doing, I would never do a scissors kick or a flutter kick, whatever you call it, if I had back pain, because that activates the hips too much, man. What I would do is I would do an elevated feet ab crunch instead, right? Where you put your feet on an elevated sort of platform, whether it's like your couch or a bench or a box at the gym or something like that. And then what that'll do is that'll turn off the hips, force the abs to have to contract, right? And then you just go into your crunches. 2 a day is good or bad, Ladarius? I think if you recover well and you get the right amount of nutrients back into your body, I think 2 a days are great. I think they can be good for you. You know what I'm saying? So you got the time to do it, yeah, it's fine. You know, some of the top level athletes do it, but essentially, like their whole life is built around it. So most people can't do 2 a days because it's just not conducive to like their schedule. But if you got the time for 2 a days and you get like 6 to 8 hours of sleep and you get the proper amount of protein and nutrients in your body, go for it, man. I work overnights. Best advice for somebody like me who wants to get back to my football days so I can join the army. Devin, you gotta stop using overnights as an excuse, man. It's the same fucking rules for you as it is for everybody. If you want to lose fat, right, you have to be in a calorie deficit. If you want to keep muscle while you lose fat, you need to be lifting weights, strength training, focusing on compound lifts, like I told my man, and getting adequate amounts of protein every day. So that's going to require some form of tracking it. You know, you can get you a calorie tracking app if you ain't got one already. Find your macros, pretty easy. If you want my help with it, I got the free fat loss system for y'all in the chat today. But yeah, bro, like you got to stop worrying about shit that don't really matter, man. You think you the only overnight worker to like want to get in shape? Nah, man, it's tons of people who you think about it like this. It's people right now that work while you're sleeping, right? That essentially still are in shape. So it's literally the same as if it was another person. The only thing is you ain't up when the sun is out, man. Right? So it's like it holds no bearing unless you believe it holds bearing. You just got to focus on the stuff that you can control, man. Like, you know, like working overnights is not a reason to not be in shape. How do you get back into working out after age 50? Well, Mike, it's just like how do you get to a destination, to somewhere that you ain't never been, man? What's the first thing you do if you about to go on a road trip, Mike? Right? You ain't never been to this location, or you ain't been there in a long time. What's the first thing you do, guys? What do y'all do? Type in the chat. What do you do? Right? You get the motherfucking address and you put it in your GPS. Why do you do that? Because the GPS gives you what? A plan. It gives you a roadmap, baby. Like that's the thing you need right now. You need a roadmap. You need a strategy, a plan, like what to do. Right? You start there, and then you can focus on like how fast you want to drive the car or not. That's it. Like, do not start this process without a plan. Get you a routine, right? Like find you a plan online that you like, hire a trainer, hire a coach, you know, get yourself in some type of like structured environment, something. But do not set out on this journey without a plan, because you're gonna end up what? Lost. Right? That's my number one tip. Like focus on just get you a plan, bro. Get some eggs too. Okay. All right. I don't know what they talking about over there. TikTok. Dread. 3,000 calories is a bit much, but it all depends on body type and age. Yo, if fat loss is your goal and you eating 3,000 calories, my friend, you eating way too fucking much. I don't care how big you are. I've coached people 600 pounds before. I ain't even had them on 3,000 calories in a deficit. So if 3,000 is your goal and you're in a surplus to build muscle, you might be on the right track. But for everybody watching, for every human alive, I can confidently say that 3,000 calories is too fucking much for a deficit, right? Yes, that's all of you. How much calories should I eat? I'm 5'11, 183 male. Tough puppy. I don't have enough time to do macros today. I'm actually about to hop off. But if you look, you go find your BMR, right? Your BMR is going to be a number that's going to be derived from your age, your height, and your weight. You can find this on like a BMR calculator that you can Google that, or you can just go to ChatGPT and ask it to find your BMR, right? What you're gonna find is that you're gonna have a number of calories that your body burns on its own. You just subtract from that. I always tell my clients initially just subtract 200 from that. You know what I'm saying? That's a good place to start. Guys, if this was helpful and you want me to go live again, right, this week, type live in the chat. Type live in the chat. Dylan says, when do you go live? If you guys want me to go live at a specific time, right, type in the chat, morning, afternoon, or evenings, right? And then I'll get with the team. We'll put together a schedule so I can be more regular with this. All right, y'all. It's been real. I'll holler at y'all later. Hopefully this was helpful. Peace.